Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon where you live around the world. I've just loaded the previous video, of course, and I made comment about, well, which triangles, which surfaces, do I want clear or opaque? And that is going to be a huge decision to make for any person making a dome. It could be that the whole dome is clad with a fabric material, a tarpaulin type of cover that is opaque. Problem solved, and it would be too. And that is one of the things sometimes we over egg the problem. For the most part, it will be dependent upon your available materials. Like I was mentioning here in the previous video, that these two particular triangles, because of this specific design, has a concave orientation. And as such, it's a little bit different from a normal dome, where water wants to naturally shed away from the surfaces, because they do. That said, they shed away onto another surface, which they do. So saying that a concave structure is unusual is, well, valid, but it doesn't have, the issue isn't that critical. But what I've been saying is that you effectively create a gully or a gutter here by these two membranes, two triangles being clad in one piece of the membrane of choice. Now, polyethylene, is not really going to be ideally suited for that, because if you were to hold the polythene down, you're probably going to be putting holes in it. Not ideal for a gutter in the situation, but the water is naturally wanting to move downward, but not ideal. However, if you were to put a substrate like plywood or something on there first, you could waterproof that with either a liquid applied membrane or a rubber based membrane, which would probably be the ideal. Very robust, pretty straightforward, done deal. It could be that these 4 triangles are covered in one piece of material, be it the rubber based or other, a liquid applied waterproofer, possible. But having a single piece across these 4 triangles means that that whole area is naturally waterproof. Anything coming down onto any water, that is, coming down onto it, can be considered perhaps a candidate for translucent material. Like such as here, I'm just showing a bronzy colour for no other good reason than I wanted to. But it does make sense to have these 8 triangles perhaps covered in, well, as few joins as possible. I would suggest it becomes a little bit tricky trying to cover all 8 of them in one piece, or even all 4 of them, because you will get to the point where you'll have to take up the excess anyway. So a join or a fold or an accommodation for the excess material would have to be found. Now, the width of this is a 6 metre by 6 metre dome. The distance up and over is probably that's 3.5 to 4 metres. Now, I was just looking on a website here. It's a supplier here in New Zealand, but they have materials ranging, like polythene, ranging from 2 metres wide up to 14.8 metres wide. Huge. So, and they sell it per metre. It's not expensive, and it has a service life of around about 10 years. Too bad. One of the things that I would look at doing, anything that was these ones here, these rubber-based waterproofing materials, have got a service life of quite a while, maybe 20, 25 years or longer. A service life. A warranty period, I don't know, you'd have to look up the specific material. But 25 years, if you said that as a bit of a guess, that's pretty good. It is also the 10-year period for the translucent material is pretty good. It might be longer. But one thing I would like to have a look at doing, and it was something that I caught myself talking about here, was I considered having a deeper strut here. This is a 150mm deep or a 6-inch deep strut making up the triangle, which would lift the surface of these triangles up above these ones, allowing a certain amount of natural and easy flashing or waterproofing. I like that idea a lot, and I would investigate it a bit more. However, because one of the things that I set myself as a goal was that this has got to be an easy construction approach. What happened if we just add a batten of 25 or 50mm above or on top of the membrane that we've just put on these ones here, these triangles, which means I've got a more natural transition or waterproofing approach. So that's one thought. I like that idea, actually. So probably the next thing I will do is, and here we go, I will add thickness to these panels here. At the moment they're just shown as a surface, but I'll give thickness to this in the vicinity of between 12 and 18mm. 18mm gives a bit better spanning capability, a bit more durable, and probably would require less intermediate support, because having a span of this in 18mm, while in a dome it'd probably be fine, probably not ideal either. But I do not like having too much busyness in the structures other than the struts themselves. What I'm talking about there is any other timbers that interrupt the nice lines of a dome, basically. And we certainly don't want them underneath a triangle like this. As we get bigger, well, yes, we may have to incorporate some sort of framing that helps to support the materials, and we just have to accept that as a reality. But yeah, any area that can be covered in a single piece of material, like these 4 triangles, are natural candidates for being covered in one piece of material. They can be battened down still, but as soon as you put a batten across this line here, it creates the possibility of trapping water. And that's not a good thing. No, it does not shed, because it is effectively flat across in this direction, so any water coming down does not want to be trapped. This triangle, however, is naturally going to want to shed the water to this area here. So you can't put a batten on it all the way down here and seal down onto it. When I'm saying that, a batten down here and a batten down here and close it off here, because it traps the water in that join, at the join. So it may well be that any batten has to be considered placed on the side of the panel. And as I said before, if we made a batten on top of this strut to build it up, that's where we could make our fixing. Water would be shed off naturally, but then you have the problem of flashing it properly. And flashing and sealant, while they can be used together, they are 2 significantly different processes in a structure like this. Can you stretch a cover over the top? Can you have a plastic cover seam welded? Can you have you can have all these options available to you. It's just how you do it. My very first dome I made way back in the late 70s, early 80s. I actually seam welded it by hand, and it was a real task to do. It did last. I was quite surprised at how well it lasted, but it wasn't professionally done. It would be better, this sort of dome would be better professionally done if you were going with a polyethylene type of material. But yeah, a wee bit of a task to do. I was dead keen then. Now, with a wee bit more knowledge, which is not always a good thing, I would be wanting to build with more permanent type of materials. But here's a wrinkle in my criteria. I want it demountable. Well, that then introduces a whole series of considerations that I haven't actually talked about before. And the de-mountability of structure, or the relocatability capable structure, actually requires you effectively to make all triangles independent. They also can be clad a little bit easier prior to installation or assembly, but it's got a lot going for it. And it's what I'm going to be looking at in some of the drawings up and coming, that the triangles, when assembled, can always be disassembled. Some triangles will be able to be removed, while that's a little bit more tricky. And that's where I was mentioning the difference between flashing and sealant. While they can work together, they are significantly different in approaches. Sealant, I'm a great fan of, if done properly. But once it's sealed, if it's done properly, it's a right mare to pull any panel out or repair something. So, just saying, I would opt for flashing over sealant any day, and the sealant may have to be, when I said properly, I mean really properly. But a sealant in this scenario, where we want to be able to demount it, may be done in a slightly different and lighter fashion. So, yeah, all of these considerations. I'm leaving it deliberately vague because, honestly, I don't know what way I'll flip-flop for my dome. And the very next thing I'll be doing is what I want the opening to look like. Do I want it to look like a framed up area? No. Do I want it light and airy? Yes. Do I want it translucent or opaque? Yeah, don't know. So, but this is the area I'll be looking at. It may be a few days before I do anything. I'm just popping this video in now. I didn't think I was going to, because I was looking at the website with the different materials, and yeah, they vary a lot in size, qualities, and cost. The one I just mentioned is called Duratough 225. It's a 225 micron thickness, and which is quite good. It's effectively a 1/4 millimeter, which doesn't sound a lot, but in the situation of a dome or a greenhouse, that's pretty heavy duty. So it's probably the one I'm looking at using in this dome. It comes in, I think it's just a clear. I don't know whether it comes in a white. Other products do, so a white opaque. Does let some light transmission, of course, and is quite nice. It will give a nice light, airy feel to the dome. So that may be an option around the lower parts if we wanted some privacy. We have the glow of the white plastic, but not the intrusion or not of the next door neighbours looking in. if that's a thing. My dome, where I'm going to place it, is let's just say here, where the green line is a driveway. And then there's another driveway over the side, and then there's the neighbours. So this area here would be a high activity area for cars driving up and down. And if I'm sitting in there having an orange juice, of course I only drink orange juice, then I don't want busybody neighbours looking into the dome, because they'll be looking at the dome going, oh, that's interesting. Oh, what's that guy drinking? Yeah. Oh, by the way, it is June, and I started, and you may not know what this is, but I'm doing dry July, but I started in June. So, aren't I a good fella? Anyway, I can have an orange juice, but not for a wee while. Anyway, you didn't need to know that. Do. Yeah, so that's one of the options. Clear, translucent, or opaque white plastics. Good idea. This one here, maybe a rubber-based material, or I can go with the white plastic and put some sealant along here, a tape and sealant, some such. Price-wise and ease of construction, plastic, 100%. The rubber-based materials, not cheap. You need the ply, supporting, extra framing. Yeah. But plastic, hey, it's only a dome after all. But yeah, we'll see. As you can hear in this conversation, I really don't know what my preference yet. So, all of those things. Rightio, that was a waffly old one, wasn't it? Oh well, shows you my thinking on this. It's all over the place. Rightio, that's it. I'm going to have a cup of tea and head out to the workshop. Rightio, I'll see you in the next one now. Bye.